Yo.
What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all? It's your boy Nico Blunts here. Welcome to the latest episode of Nico Knows Wrestling. And today's subject matter is actually going to be on the NXT Great American Bash that happened last night. It definitely was a solid show. If you guys missed that, please go to Peacock and watch that again. Definitely a solid card. Just to run down, we had a Weapons Wild match with Blair Davenport versus Roxanne Perez. That actually was a bang. I really enjoyed that. We also had a tag match between the family, Tony D'Angelo and Stax versus the Gallus Boys. And then we also had a match for the NXT North American title, which was Dom Mysterio, the current champion, versus off against Mustafa Ali and the former champion Wes Lee. So I definitely was excited to see how that went down. And then we also had the debut of Gable Stevenson versus bum-ass Baron Corbin. Let me stop that slander, because I'm going to be real. I like Baron Corbin, especially the Lone Wolf. That was my boy. We also had a women's NXT Women's Championship match with Thea Hale versus Tiffany Stratton. I kind of was pulling for Thea right there. I really thought she was going to pull it off. But let's hop on into it. I also had the main event, but we're going to get more to that a bit later. And so the first match on the card, because I didn't watch the undercard, I was running a little late, so y'all please forget a boy for that, was the Tony D'Angelo and Stax versus the Gallus Boys. I can definitely say I kind of like the intro of both teams. It was a big payoff to the entire Tony D'Angelo being locked up storyline. So going in, my prediction pretty much was that Tony D and Stax was going to pull it off. I mean, he was locked up about 2 or 3 months. I think he was probably dealing with an injury or something. But once again, pretty solid match. I got to say, Booker T on commentary, man, is straight hilarious. Bruh is funny as hell, man. And Gallus has a great tag team finisher where Wolfgang puts him on the shoulder, Coffee hits the ropes, and boom, with the kick right as he spin him around. Love that shit. Love that. And I also got to say, it makes me wonder about the tag team state of the division now that Gallus has lost the belts. I did think they was a bit one-dimensional. I mean, they were tough. They like to fight. You guys from the UK, that's pretty much their gimmick. But they don't have anything as far as a three-dimensional character. Like, what makes us not like Gallus? Who are they besides 3 tough-ass boys from the UK? And so I think with Tony D and Stax being champion, they got a lot more room for opponents, whether it's Malik Blade and his partner want to go back in, or Bronk and Nemo and Lucy and Price. I know I'm probably murdering their names. Please forgive me. They just debuted like 2 weeks ago. So just bear with me. I also noticed on this pay-per-view, there was a lot of video packages. There was a Wesley video package. There was a Cora Jade video package. There was a Braun Breaker video package. And I kind of like that to help the audience at home who maybe doesn't watch NXT on a week-to-week basis get more familiar with the NXT superstars. So I definitely like that. It did feel like a bit like overkill at one point, but I'm going to let it slide. Then we also see a shot of Dragunov arriving, looking like $1 million in that suit. I gotta say, that brother got a mean ass tailor, man. That suit was on point. My boy Trick showed up. Tricky B. Williams. And the B stand for baby, you better ask somebody. Showed up my boy Mello with the championship in tow, because they already know Mello, when he shoots, he scores. Because Mello don't miss. But anyway, proceed on. And when we get to this Weapons of Wild match that I mentioned earlier with Blair Davenport versus Roxanne Perez. My bad, y'all. I had to light the cigarette. I told y'all this is not Wheezy on the drop with the DJ Drama mixtape when you hear that. I'm just sparking up the jump. Get a little hot. But yeah, Roxanne Perez versus Blair Davenport. I know Blair Davenport had been doing some stuff where she had been kind of sneaking up on attacking people, and I guess that progressed her feud to Roxanne Perez. They ended up fighting in a grocery store, shades of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Booker T in the grocery store. That's what they was aiming for, but you can't top that shit, man. That shit is like legendary. But anyway, I liked how Blair attacked her right during her entrance, like, she was posing like she was a member of the crowd, took the hoodie off, as soon as she turned around, BAM! One time, get your ass right. Got her right, and then immediately go right into the match. I did like Blair even talking trash to her mom and her sister, even though, she knows her sister's gonna be okay. I like how the little sister put the waterworks on and turned it on, build some suspense and some sympathy for the babyface. That's always good. But I definitely think Roxanne should maybe be back in the championship picture after she successfully got this win here. But I also would like it would be if Cora Jade was the champion then, being that they got that original feud going back to when they were tag team champions and she turned on Roxanne. So I definitely would appreciate that being the thing. I also like the table spot where Roxanne jumped off the top ropes on her. That was pretty fly. Got the W though. Especially in her hometown. I was a bit worried about that because we all know WWE has a track record for making people lose in their damn hometown. I don't know if it's like they want you to eat a piece of the humble pie, but they be trying to make sure that hey, look, we don't give a damn if you at home. This is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be. And then the next match on the card was Gable Stevenson's debut against Baron Corbin. Gable had that typical white meat babyface ass entrance, I can say. It was all right, but he definitely could have used some pyro. Corbin came back. I don't know if it, honestly, he needs to get that long wolf song back. I am the thunder, that shit there. That's the shit that he need to bring back, because that shit was hot. I remember playing that on WWE 2K20, and for a lot of my stable, that was the theme song that I used, because, it just had that little guitar chord. And the days, I can't do all that shit. I smoke. My vocal cords ain't strong like they once was. However, we shall proceed to get to the match. This one here was a real banger, as my boy Sheamus like to say. They definitely was throwing some haymakers. Gable looked like he took that boy to Suplex City. I don't think Brock would be mad because he probably got that shit trademark, but he took that boy to Suplex City. And I liked it that they had the no contest finish. Baron Corbin definitely gave him a pretty good match. You can tell he led the match being the veteran in the ring. This was his first time being in the ring. I definitely think Gable might need to work on his punches a little more. But otherwise, I thought it was pretty solid. One thing I do want to discuss is how long before NXT has to turn them heel, because it did not seem, I don't know if you guys were watching it. If you were, I think you know what I'm talking about, but if you were not, go on Peacock and watch the Prime Premium Live event that we're discussing here, Great American Bash. You tell me if you think the crowd was with him, because it seemed like I was hearing them say, you're no Kurt Angle. And I think that's going to be a big issue if the crowd in Orlando and everybody else starts to take to him, where they immediately just booing this guy. You're going to have him turn him heel. I think he could be a great monster heel, though. That just Brock Lesnar, that ultimate badass kind of guy. They even had to do it with Kurt Angle. I don't know if a lot of guys remember, but he wanted to be a babyface, but he was just better off as a heel. And so then we get to the NXT North American title match with my boy Dirty Dom versus Wes Lee versus Muhammad Mufasa Ali. I don't know why I said Muhammad. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know. My head's all over the place, bro. But I definitely think this could be the match of the night candidate right here. If we didn't have Mello versus Dragunov on the card, Rhea was definitely MVP for Dom, whether it was giving the riptide to Wes Lee on the table, to pulling Mustafa Ali out when he had the 3 count. 1, 2 out of nowhere. Here comes Rhea Ripley, saving her man, saving her Dom. I got to say that she saved Dom from taking that L. because Mustafa Ali had hit that 450, and it looked like it was over. The fat lady was getting ready to sing, brother. Was getting ready to sing, and man, she came from out of nowhere. Get your ass out the ring, laid him out, down comes in, hit the 5-star frog splash like he was Eddie Guerrero in that thing. That's a word RVD move. I don't even know why I said it like that. But anyway, you get my point. It was a pretty good match. I like the dive, by the way, of Wesley over Real. That's why I think he really pissed Real off. I'm really like, I just told you you're not about to dive over this top rope. And then you come flying over here and jump over me anyway? Okay, I got you. I got you, bro. And you gotta love Real's facial expressions, man. Shout out to Dom, shout out to Wes. You guys did a great job. Shout out to Mustafa Ali. This was a great match. Dom's frog splash is getting a whole lot better too. Definitely gotta compliment that. And then we proceed to Thea Hill versus Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship. And I can definitely say Tiffany kind of gives me Target brand Mandy Rose kind of vibes. I don't know. I don't like that whole prettiest moonsault ever shit either, but hey, I don't make the calls, I just watch it. You know, that's what I say. And by the way, NXT has some very generic ass interest music. Nobody there really has a theme that stands out. I mean, outside of Mello, you know, outside of Mello, but I gotta say, that shit was very generic. I mean, Booker did his best to absolutely hype this match. He did his best. You know, they definitely had a few sloppy transitions. I didn't even realize this was a submission match because I was just thinking it was a regular match, but when they said that in the midst of it, I was like, oh, okay. All right then. But anyway, nice reversal on the leapfrog, I'm about to say. And it was a very sloppy reversal I'm thinking on Thea Hill doing a dive, which she dove out the rope there. And they kind of knew something was going to happen because she slowed down so much when she hit that spot. I definitely say it was a questionable finish with Andre Chase throwing in the towel for Thea Hill. I definitely thought she could have fought on a little longer. I wonder what kind of ripple that's going to create with Andre Chase and his star pupil and Duke Hudson. Are they going to follow behind Andre Chase, being that he hasn't won anything and being that he kind of stopped Thea's moment? He didn't believe in her. It's going to be an issue. But I'm looking forward to it. And finally, guys, we get to the main event for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. 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 Well, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Carmelo Hayes, your NXT Heavyweight Champion. Still, to this day, as we like to say. My boy Melo is still champion after a hard-fought, valiant effort and a timely assist from my boy Trick Daddy Williams. You know? Great entrance by Melo, really had me hyped. He just has that it factor, man, where you just want to see Melo anytime he's on your screen. Yeah, he may not be the best on the mic, but he's working on it, and that's what he got Trick for. And I'm not gonna lie, I do not want to see these two guys get split up so soon. I would love for this to wait until they get to the main roster. It'll mean more. And Trick is really his muscle, especially when you got Melo as that cocky, badass heel that's backing up, but he still got that backup. You feel me? We got a very physical match from the start. Melo actually had a scary fall there where he kind of landed on his head. He went for the all net and boom, powerbomb landed on his head. Glad he was okay. He got up. And it was just big shots back to back. And I gotta say, Dragunov is such a physical specimen. The dude just absolutely smothered Melo the entire match. Like he was on his ass like white on rice, as they like to say here in the dirty South. You know, man, it was just really, like in the words of my boy JR, it was a slobber knocker. You know, I gotta say that clothesline after spinning the ropes, doing that little 619 shit that came back. Oh man, that shit looks good. That shit looks amazing. It really does. And then we also had that nice springboard DDT. I can't fail to mention, man, that spot was amazing. Then out of nowhere, he reversed and got the nothing but net. Melo seemed to land, like I said, he went pretty hard on his neck. And then out of nowhere, Dragunov goes to the outside to do a running dive from off of the steps, and he makes a mistake hitting Trick, who's actually out there motivating Melo with the belt. And I really almost thought a heel turn was coming. I really thought it was coming. I thought he was going to lay my boy out with the belt and mess up Trick Melo gang. But fortunately, they didn't go that damn route. Thank God. Because we would have been pissed. Everybody loves Trick Melo gang. You know? But anyway, my boy Melo, like I say, he don't miss. He retained his championship. Only thing I'm worried about now is where does he go from here? Because there's not a lot of viable challenges left pretty much in NXT. Do we go to Joe Gacy? Kind of seen that with Braun Breaker, and that wasn't the best feud. We go to the Coffee Brother that's not in the tag team. It's a possibility for a quick feud, but I don't know if the crowd and everybody will really get invested, will really sink their teeth into that. We can't go back to Braun because we just saw that a couple months ago. And we don't want Braun taking them kind of losses back to back unless he's about to move on up to the east side on the main roster. So we definitely want to see where he goes from there. But all in all, solid show. I give it a 4 out of 5. We look up, guys. This is almost 11 o'clock. I got to get up, go to the gym in the morning. I got to unbig my back. But y'all be breezy. Y'all take these. And I'll come to y'all in a couple of days with this Raw recap that I'm going to do. I still got to get the NXT, I'm sorry, not NXT, Ring of Honor recap, y'all. I've really just been tired. I'm trying to get more active on the channel, but I got some stuff coming for y'all, though. One.